Hey folks, welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to another exciting Treasure Talk show.
Hello there.
And I'm about to get ready and get started, huh, Jeff?
Yep, let's get it going.
Okay, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Treasure Talk guests and members and belong solely to the guest and member only, and not necessarily to Myers Metal Detectors, Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, or Jeff Monin. And the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting and to educate our members in a fun and informative manner. Thank you, sir. And now you can take over, Jeff.
Okay, well, hello everybody. I hope everybody is doing fine tonight and enjoying your summer so far. And hopefully there's no red tide down there near Tampa. I'm fixing to go hunting down there in a couple of weeks, do a week's worth of water hunting with the Guru and Low Tide Tim. And we'll have Fisher Days also at Myers Metal Detectors on Saturday, the 17th of July. And we'll be debuting hopefully we will be, the Impulse AQ. Hopefully I'll have one in my hot little hands. And then on Monday night, we'll be Russ Balberona from Fisher will be the guest. But tonight we've got an exceptional guest tonight. Now, you've all seen his products, some of the finest products in the country, and they're American made. And he's going to be part of our salute on the 4th of July to great American companies, made and manufactured right here in the US of A. His name's Casey Dittman, and he has got Excalibur shovels, and he makes some of the finest products you'll ever want to see. Phil carries them in the shop. We highly recommend Excalibur shovels. There's none that's better made. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to introduce you, and we're going to bring Casey on. And everybody say hello to Casey from Excalibur Shovels.
Hey, everybody.
Casey, how are you?
I'm doing great.
We were just showing off your product.
Yes,
I appreciate that. That orange, that's the optic orange. That looks really good. You leave it laying in a field somewhere, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, you'll be able to spot it. And I like the weight of it too. I had my granddaughter. You could probably see that video on the Treasure Talk page. She was using it today, and she did a fine job with it. I had done a whole lot of video with it, but unfortunately, I put it on slow motion by accident on my iPhone, so it wasn't usable. But part of it was anyway.
That 40-inch T-handle is just an ounce over 3 pounds. That's probably the lightest shovel that's made entirely of metal at that length.
Yeah, and the 40 inch, she was using the smaller one.
The smaller one?
Yes.
Yep, that's just a little bit over 2.5 pounds. It's about 2 pounds, 10 ounces.
And the 40 inch, that is a nice shovel there. That's the one I'll be using. Because if you're over 6 foot tall, you don't want to be bending over, hunking over to dig your target. And it's just.
Well, I wouldn't know about that.
I never say anything, Jeff. I'm just saying, if you're a little taller, you need a taller shovel, a longer shovel. Makes it easier. But Casey, let's go ahead and get started right away and tell us how you got it started in first metal detecting. How'd you get started in metal detecting?
Yeah, I saw the shows like the Savage Family Diggers and then Diggers with KG and Ringy.
Okay.
And I thought everything you dug up was good. I thought every time you dug a treasure, it was something great.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up working at a pawn shop doing internet sales, and I saw some metal detectors come through, and I wanted to get one, and I finally ended up getting one, and that's really what got me hooked. I took it out. It was this bounty hunter right over here, right here, and I took it out, and within a year I found 3 gold rings with it, and I've been hooked ever since, and I go metal detecting oft as much as I can, usually multiple times a week.
Nice.
Yeah, but now Phil's keeping you busy selling all your shovels. You got to stay in the shop, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yep. I have been working more than I ever have this year. It's been insanely busy, but it's super fun. I love making them. I make my shovels as if I'm making it for myself.
yeah.
So that's the quality that you're gonna get.
Okay, so how did you get started making the shovels? What made you to decide to do that?
So I worked for NASCAR for about 5 years, and I fabricated exhaust systems for all the biggest names in NASCAR. Richard Childress Racing. I mean, they supplied you know, uh, Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon and all those guys. So um, that's kind of my background. So when I got into detecting, I broke a shovel my first time out. Well, one of my first times out. And I was like, I'm going to make a shovel. I've got a background. I'm a metal fabricator and welder. I'm going to make a shovel, and I'm going to make one that is going to hold up. And so if I go to the middle of nowhere, I can rely on it and and still make it through the day. So all of my shovels, uh, the background behind them is related to NASCAR.
Okay, and you've made them so they will dig a plug nice and smooth and easy. So that's a big
Yes.
plus for them. Well, let me get started going down my questions here, and this one is from Adele Rutherford. She's asking, what is the lightest weight hand digger that you make? And you were just showing us the pouch or the sheath that you started. What
Yeah.
is the weight of that digger?
This is about 13 ounces. This digger here. I can make it slightly shorter for you. That's what I've been digging a lot with the last few days. But I can make it a little shorter for you, but and get it down to maybe 11 ounces or probably 12. But they're all the hand diggers out there are probably going to be right around that weight within an ounce or two. Um, there's unless you get like a plastic one or something that's going to break, you don't
Yeah,
want to.
it isn't worth getting a plastic one. Uh,
No,
that's just a waste of time. Now,
it is.
what type of warranty do you have for your products?
What I do is I do a 2-year warranty, and if if something happens to it's very rare, and I've knock on some wood here. Here's some that I've had to do too many warranties. But if it's uh, if it's damaged, I can a lot of times I'll send a new one and a fully brand new one to replace it. But all you have to do is just send it back to me, and I'll replace it for 2 years. If it's after 2 years, just contact me, and let's work something out. I just want people digging, and I want people using my shovels, and I just think it's cool that I'm kind of digging treasure, but I'm not. It's my tools, so it's really cool.
Absolutely. And the 31 inch, I guess, is what the short one I was showing.
Yeah, yeah. This one's a royal purple 31-inch T handle.
Okay. And the T handle, what is the weight on that? Is that the
This this shovel is really light. It's about 2 pounds 10 ounces, so just a hair over 2.5 pounds.
now is that the Lancelot you have there?
Yes, this is the Lancelot. Yep, and
Okay.
that's just the left side serration.
Is it available in both sides serrated in this length?
Yes, and that's the Sir T handle, and that's the standard length. And I have a Galahad as well, which is the right side serrations only on the right, and that's a Galahad.
Okay.
And no serrations is an Arthur. But here's one right here. Here's a Sir K. This is Gold Rush. This is the color Gold Rush,
Okay.
and it's a T handle. This is 31 inches, and it's Sir K.
Yeah, I guess that's like this one here. The
Yes, or wait, is it? Did I paint one royal purple? Yep, there's the Sir K. That's the T. That's the 40-inch one. But yeah, that grip on that, it's like a little shark bite kind of like a sandish grip. It is excellent.
yeah,
I love that royal purple, that grip on it. But these are all powder coated now, and this is starting from here all the way up. This is a textured powder coat for extra grip
right.
on these. And I'm sure you noticed on
Yes,
this last run that you've got how the grip on those, and
yes.
it's superb.
Hey, and tell the folks what the purpose of this tape here is.
The this tape here, it's glow in the dark tape. If you're a night hawker and you leave it on the ground, this thing you'll be able to see it. Um,
They do.
so this is, you get into the evening hours and you're out in the field and you leave it on the ground. You can get your phone out, shine your light, and even this will hold a decent amount of light, even just from the moonlight
Right.
shining on it. So it is a beneficial thing. Some guys pull it off when they get it. I've noticed, and that's fine, and you can just pull it right off, but it'll stay on there too.
Yeah.
I've got one I've had on it for about a year,
Yeah, I
and
like it myself.
yeah, I
Um,
think it's cool.
yeah, it is. So I
And
just
the hand digger has a glow in the dark right on the butt of it.
right.
So
Absolutely.
Okay, good. We got a question off of YouTube.
Right.
People want to know the difference, the pros and cons of D handle versus T handle.
I'm a D handle person. Everybody is buying T handles right now. The only thing I really see different, well, there's a couple things, but it is about an 2 ounces heavier a D handle. So if you want to maximize um, the lightweight part of it, the T handle is the way to go because you're going to save about 2 ounces on that. Um, the other thing is some guys like to wear um, the little holster for their shovel on their hip, and the T handle, it fits in there for sure. I know, but I don't know if my D handle fits in those, so that might be another thing. But I like the D handle, and my D handle, it has an angle. It leans forward, which I have a patent pending on that, and that lean forward aids you in a scooping sense because these are plug digging shovels. Their main purpose, I think they're the most universal shovel you can buy, but their main purpose is to dig a plug. And I tell people it's like you're gonna replace a sprinkler head. To dig a plug like that. And then second is the scooping part. There are a lot of guys that are scoopers over pluggers, and those guys are the type they don't. And I don't have anything against any kind of diggers. I dig with them all, but there are pluggers and scoopers, and the scoopers don't tend to use a pinpointer or a hand digger. They like to either get the target in the hole, see if it's in the hole, see if it's out, and they keep scooping until it's out. The pluggers will dig a plug, swing the plug, see if the target's in the plug, and then if it's in the hole, they'll go down onto the ground and get their pinpointer and hand digger, and they'll go in there with their pinpointer and exactly precisely locate the target, and then they go in with a hand digger and just pick it right out. It's there's dangers of hurting things both ways you dig, but it's more of a precise digging shovel, but you can use it for almost anything, digging up in the mountains and the rocks, and it works like a cane, the 31 inch. You can use it
Need one
in
of
the
those.
sand, and you can use it in the mud. It's a very universal shovel, and the spade is 8 inches long, and if you were to flatten it out flat, it's over 5 inches wide. So it can move some dirt. It's mainly a plugger, but if you have to move some dirt, like I was digging bottles with mine a couple days ago. And I got a good hole going in about 10 minutes. I was into the bottles. So you can still move a lot of dirt with them.
Plus, something that's come up on YouTube is, there we have a tremendous amount of ladies that are detecting nowadays. And I tell you what, the shovel, one of the pros I see for the D handle is it makes a dang good weapon to defend yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It
well,
could
we
be.
gotta think of things like that because there's a lot of bozos out there,
Yeah. You
And,
can run into a lot of weirdos
oh,
and
there's a
they're asking
tremendous
all
amount
sorts
of
of
weirdos.
questions. But you're trying to listen to your headphones and it's tough sometimes, but I always try to be patient with people.
Well, I mean, you lay a Sir K upside somebody's head with a serration, he's going to be grinning out of both sides of his face there after a bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are asking about the benefits of the D handle and the T handle. I've always used the T handle. I do own a really old D handle one, but what I see with the T handle is you're right. The shovel holster that's made by a U.S. manufacturer, these fit right in it. If you're not if you're using the 31 inch and you're a little tall, then it would work because it wouldn't drag on the ground with that shovel holster. So that's
Mhm.
one benefit, I guess. But I think, yeah, for a defensive weapon, I think either handle would probably do a nice job for a lady
Yeah.
to use. I think the lighter ones, you could get a little more power behind it and swing faster, and it might do a serious cut no matter where it hits at. But
Yep. And they I do have people, the homeless, they do kind of walk up and they have seen, they look at what you have and they tend to leave you alone
yeah,
sometimes. And as long as no harm, I have
right.
no issues.
Yeah. Well, I understand women worrying about their safety. So yeah, nice tool is nice. And their digger, they have that digger in your hand. Nobody's going to come up on you with that digger. It looks like a knife.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great tool and it
They
cuts
do.
both ways.
And I just had a question on the longest shovel you make. That's the 40 inch, correct?
Yes, and if you want something longer, just contact me. It does get more expensive the longer it gets, and that's just costs for that I have.
Right.
But it does get a little bit more expensive if somebody wants length, if there's a length issue, or if they want like a straight handle. I don't have capability yet to make a ball handle, but I'll probably figure that one out soon.
And the
But I'm happy to work with them. I've made them 60 inches long for people, and
geez,
I don't know what they're doing, but maybe digging some fence post holes or digging to China. But
maybe Shaq wanted a shovel like that. But folks are asking where they can get them, and we have them in stock at the shop. We have the model. We'll probably carry other models too, but today we have the. I guess this is the Sir K. I got
yes,
yeah, Sir K XLT, which is serrated on both sides. I think we've got it gold, black, and this is what color do you call this? Purple,
a royal purple,
royal
and
purple.
this yep, and this one is Black Knight.
Black Knight. Yes, and
Hmm.
I also stock the single serrated, and this one is the I
That's
got
a Lancelot.
Lancelot, and we'll
Yep,
probably stock other ones there. We just don't have them in stock at the moment. I'll probably put together another order here shortly. But
that'd be
folks,
awesome.
you can give me a ring at the shop, Myers Metal Detectors, and my contact info is here because I've had a lot of people already asking about them.
If
But
people are wondering, the Sir K, which is serrations on both sides of the spade, they are the most popular shovel by far. I sell more than all the other grinds combined many times over. The Sir K is the most popular by far. If it's no serrations, it's called an Arthur.
okay,
Okay, I've got a question off YouTube.
Yeah,
About the thing you put for the T handle, the little holster. Now those are generally made out of metal. Are you going to make those? And can you make those?
I can. Yes, yeah. I can do that. I love these ideas. I appreciate the input here. That is something interesting. I'll have to look them up, get some ideas, do
Yeah, the ones
some
that we see in the
R&D.
shop are made out of plastic, Jeff. And so far, knock on wood, nobody's had a problem with them breaking. But plastic, I guess, eventually could become brittle and break. But it just slides right on your belt, and people seem to like those. But yeah, a metal one would probably be a better option than plastic.
Mhm.
Also, we have another question off of YouTube from Joe Beechnut. He wants to know if you've considered a titanium shovel.
You know, it's interesting. I I would probably have to do a lot of research and development on that. Um, titanium is a very brittle metal. So it's if it when it goes, it breaks. It snaps. It doesn't bend. It's a very brittle metal, and there's not a lot of people using, or there's not, I don't even know if there's any that have a spade that's made of titanium.
Hmm.
Um, but what I'm fabricating right now is very lightweight. I carry it sometimes 12 to 14 hours in a day, and it doesn't bother me at all. Um, there are some shovels, that if they're 4.5, 5+ pounds, unless you're a giant, they're really heavy to carry around. But
Yeah.
there's gives and takes with all the different types of shovels. But when they get heavy, it gets difficult to carry them around for more than a few hours.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of heavier shovels, like the ones that are made out of angle iron and such, and yeah, that would be a pain dragging that around for hours. Um,
Yeah.
I've got a question from Tom Becker, and he's asking how to maintain the shovel, keep the blade sharp. Uh,
So my shovels, they have a special grind, and this grind here, um, it wears sharp. So I have shovels that I've dug thousands of holes with, and they're still just as sharp as the day they came. It's just an engineering thing. With this grind, it's made to wear sharp. You will never have to sharpen this shovel, and yeah, I just don't. I wouldn't recommend even trying. I would just leave it this way and let it wear the way it does naturally, and you'll never have to worry about it. It's a beautiful thing about this grind.
oh,
What are the little knobs on the handle of the shovel and on the handle of the hand digger? That a little
So
knurled part? Yeah.
these are, yeah, they're little tack welds, and the purpose is for an extra grip. You can see this one here. I have this in my patent, and this one here, it's a perfectly balanced grip. So the main purpose of this grip on the shaft of the shovel is for travel. It's not for digging. It's so you can hold it and not have it sliding up and down in your hands as you're walking along, through the mountains, desert, hills, whatever. It's a grip point, and it comes in handy, especially if you use a 40 inch. That 40-inch grip is right in the center. So you're walking around, it's perfectly centered. It's a perfectly balanced shovel, and it's excellent for travel. And then up here, this grip is for digging. It is an extra grip for digging in, and I use it all the time. When you got a super deep target and you got it, and your hand digger's just kind of it's just not working for you, you can use this grip and get down in there deep. I was using it yesterday, and it was working really well for me.
yeah, I can imagine when you're in a hole digging bottles really deep. That
Yeah.
that comes in handy, digging in the side of the hole. So for
Yep. Yeah,
sure.
they're really great for digging bottles. If you want to move a lot of dirt, I'd suggest just getting a standard shovel and bringing that along too. But that standard shovel is not going to work for you very well at all once you're down in a hole digging bottles. That it's almost useless. But my shovel, once you're down in the hole, the short 31 inch or a 40 inch, they're superb for just chiseling around a bottle, to loosen it up. They're superb for it.
We had another question off YouTube. They want to know if you can ship a shovel to Okinawa.
Sure. Yep. I have worldwide shipping on my website, which is excaliburshovels.com.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of international shipping on eBay, on my eBay store. I ship them to Spain and the Czech Republic and Finland, and I've shipped them to Israel, a lot to Australia. Thank you guys in Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, Phil doesn't ship out of the
Well, I
country.
don't ship out of the U.S., so call Casey on that because I don't want to get involved in that. I sell too much here in the U.S., and I don't want to worry about something getting delayed or whatnot. And yeah, I had that question. So you do ship to Canada too, so our friends from Canada can holler at you too on that. Um,
Yeah.
we have had some questions on Facebook about the serrations,
Yes.
one side, two sided, or no. What is your preference on that, and what are the reasons for those?
So my preference, I used to be a Lancelot guy, which is just a left side serration only, because I just wanted to have them there when I needed them. But then I ended up in an alfalfa field, and that stuff, the roots for alfalfa, I mean, I cannot believe they're like sage. It's incredible how strong that stuff is. So I became a Sir K guy, and which is serrations on both sides. A lot of people think that a plug, how clean a plug is, it can depend upon the serration. So this isn't going to have a clean plug, but that's not true. That's not the case. It's the soil that you're digging in. If you're digging in, dry soil that's going to fall apart, it's going to fall apart whether you have serrations or not. If you're digging in some nice moist soil, it's going to stay a nice solid plug, whether you have serrations or not. But when you get into roots, you always wish you had it. Serrations on both sides. Roots are what can stop you from getting to a target or can really slow your day down. You can spend a long time trying to get something out of roots, and there's lots of good stuff in roots because roots lift and they catch things. Roots are your friend actually, but sometimes you have to cut your friend with the Cirque here.
Right,
Um, so I suggest, I'd always suggest the Cirque. It takes me longer to make them, but hey, I want people to be using what I think's the best. And then I do have these. Where is it? It's on these right here. So I do have these dew claws, and I've done a wave in the past right here, but these dew claws on the front, and that is part of my patent too. And that it creates an uneven wear. They'll go away. They go away, but there's an uneven wear to them. And what that does is when you're going in, it will catch. It will catch on a root or whatever you're trying to get through, and it helps you cut in. I have some that I've done a wave in, and there's a slight wave in the metal, and it slightly goes in right here. And so this will end up slightly longer as this shovel wears. And that gives you something to catch going down because I've noticed that that's a problem. It's really hard to chop going in. So you need something here on the edges to grab on.
right. So you would suggest get the serrations on both sides, and you don't have to worry about the roots. Then, correct?
Yes, yeah. And when you need the serrations, you always wish you really need them. So you wish you had them, and
Right.
they're just something good to have.
So it's better just to get the one with two serrated sides, and not have to worry
Yes.
about it on
The other thing is, though, what you can do with a Lancelot or a Galahad, which is only a single side serration, or an Arthur, which is no serrations, is you can do light chopping with this shovel here. So you can give it a swing to do light chopping. I wouldn't suggest trying to chop like an axe, but when you got to move some brush out of the way, debris, this is superb for chopping through brush and small branches and things like that. It's not a hatchet, obviously, but it does have a chopping ability when you have no serrations.
Well, they're going to make a movie now called The Excalibur Shovel Massacre, and a guy with a hockey mask on and stuff.
Friday the 13th. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I
any
actually I did metal detect a house in Utah where one of the Friday the 13th movies was filmed.
oh neat.
Maybe it was a Halloween movie. It was one of the two, but it's in the movie,
They're basically the same.
right?
So let me keep going down my list here. Is there a possibility of them being made in school colors in the future?
Yeah, yeah. If enough people request it or ask about it, I'll be happy to do that for them. We just started powder coating. In the last few months, we got the powder coating set up, and
Yeah,
it's really fun.
yeah,
So
color coat.
yeah, and it protects your shovel. And if you really care that much, the shovel has the element of chromium in it. The steel does, so it isn't a rust resistant shovel. Though there sometimes can be a light amount of rust, which you can wipe off with your hand. But being fully powder coated, you really don't have to worry about that anymore. But if some guys have an older one of mine that doesn't have the powder coat, all you have to do is your hand sweat will stop it from rusting for, about a month. But you can use some beeswax. Get some beeswax. You just put some beeswax on it, and you'll pretty much never have to worry about any light rust on it. I live in Utah, so there's really not any humidity here. So I didn't see the issue until I started seeing other people around the country, and I was like, yeah, it's time to step up and start powder coating these things. And
Well, if these people are old like me, they'll just use Vicks Vapor Rub because when I was a kid, anything that was wrong, Vicks Vapor Rub, boom, there you go. Did you get Vicks when you were a kid, Phil?
Yeah, I got it. I got it on my chest all the time.
I had it everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
you could use some Vicks on it. Yep, and it's going to smell good too.
And tell us about your engraving. They can have their name engraved on it.
Yes, there's an option. It's a more of a stamping than an engraving. I've put engraving, but I'd be happy to do that if you have a social media channel. I will stamp that channel for free. You just have to leave it in the comment box. But if you want, your nickname on it or something, yeah, I'd be happy to stamp that. But yeah,
Cool.
for social channels, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that. If you have a name, I'd be happy to stamp that for you for free because I think it's awesome that you guys are out
We
there
got a
showing my stuff.
question from YouTube from Mermaid Treasure Hunter. She wants to know if you will do the Circade D handle painted gold and black like the one you're showing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just made a few the other day, and they came out superb. They were awesome. Yep, I do. I've done a lot of those now. Um, they're super cool. Yep, we do. I offer right now. I offer four colors, which I offer. It's Black Knight, which is this one, and I offer Gold Rush, which is this one, and then I offer Royal Purple, which is this one, and I really like this Royal Purple. And then I have an Optic Orange, which is like this hand digger here that I've been using a lot lately, and that's an Optic Orange.
Yeah, that orange.
And yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
you got to come up with a Treasure Talk model too, or a Treasure Talk
yeah,
color.
we'll do that.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun coming up with everything related to Excalibur and King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. It's
Yes.
it's fun, bringing that into the picture. It's just a little extra something.
Okay.
Do a Guru model or something.
There you go. Hey, I just had a question off of Facebook from Mark Hoover, and he wants to know where in Utah you're at.
I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's actually just a suburb called Murray.
Okay.
It's
And
right in the middle of Salt Lake. I can get anywhere in Salt Lake in 15 minutes to metal detect.
well, Salt Lake City is a pretty big city, isn't it?
It's getting big. There's 50,000 people moving here every year right now. It's
Big.
getting bigger.
Yeah, I think everybody's leaving California and New York.
Yeah,
They're moving
they are.
everywhere else. So
That's where there's lots of California license plates here.
yeah, we have we've got a surge of people moving here from New York to Florida for sure
Yeah,
because they found out they can work from home, they can work from anywhere. So that's what
yeah,
and we have the great migration now. So tell us
right.
a little bit about your metal detecting in I guess in Utah. Uh, how have you done? Your oldest coin?
I have a YouTube channel. It's called The Key Date Kid. Um, and it's on YouTube, The Key Date Kid. It's pretty cool. Did you just ask my oldest coin?
Yeah, oldest coin you've dug in Utah. Yeah.
My oldest coin that I've dug that's US is 1845, I believe. And it's a seated dime. And it was in the same hole as an 1853 seated half dime. But I've got the Chinese. I've dug the Chinese coins that are, the Wu Dynasty, so they go back, farther than that. Um, I found a solid silver spoon from the year 1809.
Oh no.
Um, but I found a straight settlement 20-cent silver, and straight settlement is when um, who the British occupied Malaysia, and it's a one of 50,000 minted coin. And it's 1879 with Queen Victoria on it. It's beautiful. I love it. It's got a little square nail tap on it, from someone with a square nail back in the 1800s. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Utah, the thing I think that a lot of people are into is local value. There's a lot of stuff that is locally valuable, um, and I think that's what a lot of us chase that we don't talk too much about. But I love local stuff and local history.
Oh yeah, that's the cool thing about this hobby is you
Mhm.
dig up history all the time. It's just neat
Yep.
to do that.
Yep,
And
you learn a lot from metal detecting. You learn a lot about where people were, and you get the greatest ideas when you find good stuff.
mhm,
I always say, if you find something good somewhere, stay in that area, keep going
absolutely.
over it, and then work out from there. But if you're finding something good somewhere, there's probably a reason to that, more than what you suspect.
Hmm. So
Okay, so a lot of people, we got some questions from YouTube too, is they want to know what your YouTube channel is.
The Key Date Kid. So like key date coins.
yes.
It's play on that, and like Billy the Kid and the Sundance Kid.
So
Because I
you'll put a
mainly,
link to that on the Treasure Talk Facebook, won't
yeah,
you, Casey? And
yeah.
I know Phil's got one more question he's got to ask you.
Yeah, we have to ask, have you found a gold coin?
You know, I I'm in the middle on it because I haven't, I guess I say I haven't, but I had a friend who said, "Hey, my dad lost his gold ring in the 1980s in the hot tub." And he said on the edge of the hot tub, and it's out in the backyard somewhere, and the hot tub's gone. So I went out there and I found it in about 15 minutes, and it had a Dos Pesos gold coin in it. So I did find a gold coin in that sense, but I haven't found the true, what I think, a old kind of situation. I haven't found a gold coin like that. I've witnessed it though. I've been there for it. And what happened was I finally got fed up with all those 70s on my AT Pro that were shell casings. And I was just going over it, and I went right over a gold coin. And my buddy went right behind me and said, "I just got a gold coin." And it was a $5 18, like 89 $5 US gold coin. Incredible. It's when you see the luster of how gold shines, it's so beautiful. It was an epic experience, and I hope I can come across that one day. I dig a lot of lead bullets trying to find gold coins.
Well, Phil don't have to worry. Phil it just doesn't have to worry because I'm going to bring him back a gold coin from England, and I'll even let him touch it.
You let me touch it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been looking for a gold coin for 40 years. So,
I've
uh,
got the silver dollar. I found a silver dollar, an 1880 Morgan dollar this year. That was my first one. It took me 8 years of metal detecting to find my first silver dollar.
yeah, I've got some silver dollars and some half dollars, and I've done those okay. I'm waiting for that gold coin.
It's that, and you get a deep, if you get a deep zinc penny, a deep zinc penny, that is likely to be gold, a gold ring or a gold coin. I've had a lot of people tell me, I thought it was a zinc penny, but it was so deep. So that's one thing to remember when you're out there detecting is if you get a deep zinc penny, it could be gold.
Absolutely. So, being out in Utah, what is the most interesting find you have found metal detecting?
Most interesting find. There's all sorts of interesting ones, but I did have that one that I showed to Canuck. It's this. This is a. I was contacted by Dr. Steve Lacey, and his father did uranium roads in the 40s and 50s, and he found these two names carved in a wall, and it was Maud Davis and Ella Butler, and he researched the names, and it turned out that that was Butch Cassidy and Elsie Lay's girlfriends. And Elsie Lay was a man. It was Butch Cassidy's one of his friends, his close friends. But I metal detected one of their hideouts where they were hiding out in I think it was 1880, 1889, or 1886. But I found this pocket knife that Dr. Lacey has stated that the only people that it could have belonged to was either Butch Cassidy or Elsie Lay. So I donated that to his museum.
Neat.
Um, it's and I'm in his book, which is called Last of the Bandit Riders Revisited,
Oh, neat.
and I get credit for finding that pocket knife there. It's I
Cool.
love being part of the Wild West history. I think it's cool that it actually happened, here in Utah. It's neat to have some history here to clutch onto.
Yeah. And how about your most unusual find?
I've got all sorts of unusual things. Unusual. I've I found those the heads and tails women tokens,
Uh,
um, which they're pretty funny. But so that's kind of weird. Um, what else? I find little cases and things. Not too many. I don't really remember too many of the weird things. I got the heel plate that was a brothel worker's, which would leave marks in the ground, so people would see the shapes on the ground and follow it to the brothel. It's a pretty interesting little way that they'd market themselves.
yeah.
um,
Nice marketing.
we, yeah, there's all sorts of weird stuff. I've had a lot of weird stuff happen when I was out detecting. I had a friend, a farmer. We asked a farmer if we could metal detect his house, and he said no. But out in my field, between those two trees, there used to be a church that got ripped down in the 60s, but it was built in the 1800s, 1880s. And we went out there, and after about a half an hour, my friend's screaming, and he found a 1892 or 94 O mint mark Morgan silver dollar.
Gee.
And I was just like, and I went over it with my detector, and I was like, dang, it's exactly what it should sound like. And then I just set my detector down, and I was over standing next to him, and I set my detector down. It went off, and it was a 12 on my Equinox. So I'm like, oh, there's a nickel here, bro. And he's like, oh, it's your nickel. He's all, I just got a silver dollar. It's your nickel, bro. And I was like, okay. So I went in with my shovel and dug it up, and I swung my detector over it, and it went to a 9. And sure enough, I go up, crumple the dirt, and and my friend's all, is is that a gold ring? And sure enough, gold ring, 14 karat gold ring in the ground, right next to the silver dollar.
Nice. Absolutely. So, Jeff, are we doing a drawing tonight?
Yeah, we are. Just I'm just about ready. We got
So,
time.
let me do one thing first, and that's something that we're going to give away a T-shirt from the shop tonight. and that's if this gentleman is on. I had saw his post on Treasure Talk, and I just thought that was cool. I like unusual things, and this is I guess it's Bayer, a bicycle emblem plate and it was made from 1914 to 1968. And his name was Anthony Jahami. If he's on tonight, send me a email or Facebook message me, and we'll send you a free T-shirt. I just thought that was a cool find, and that's the find of the week that I picked because I liked it. I like things like that. I once dug a Zephyr horn button, and it was a dug artifact, and I didn't think anything of it. It just looked kind of crusty and toasted. I put it on eBay, and I think it sold for right around 100 and a quarter. So you just never know.
Never know.
You
I
never
think
know
people
what's
throw
going.
valuable stuff away all the time.
Yes. And I put in my eBay thing, hey, I don't know how to remanufacture this or whatever. It was a Doug artifact and the people wanted it. So it's just amazing what people collect. And I just thought that bicycle emblem was really cool. So
Yeah.
Jeff, I see you've got something spinning there. So I'll let you, I'll let you take over.
Oh
Well,
well, I just got by the stupid troll, so don't worry about him.
We have trolls now. Every once in a while we
Well, we had this one troll. He's brain damaged, so you know
one interesting find, I
he's one
always
of
say
these.
some people don't look at their pennies. And I always say check all your pennies, especially your wheats. Um, this is one I found last year, and it is the one.
it's the one. Jeez.
And I found that last year.
In your change?
And no, I found that metal detecting.
Metal detecting.
And the property owner said we dug up a few wheats, and he said keep those wheats. If we get a gold coin, though, we're going to split it. He's all, but all the wheats are yours. And the next thing I dug was a 1909 SVDB, and
Oh,
it's in really very fine condition.
that is crazy.
Super lucky.
Okay,
Always
it is
check your pennies.
giveaway time.
All right.
And yep, we're going to be giving away a shovel tonight.
Yep. And what we
Congratulations
do
to the winner.
is I've got the name drawn, and that person is going to. What you had to do is you had to go to Casey's website, and you had to pick out the shovel or hand digger that you wanted, and that's how you entered. Like if, for instance, if it was me, I said I want the Cirque D handle. Okay, so what'll happen is on YouTube, if your name is called and you're watching on YouTube, you must text to either Phil or myself. You'll see the numbers going across the screen. If you're watching on Facebook, you can either text or Facebook Messenger. Now you'll have 3 minutes after your name is called. And if you don't answer within that 3 minutes, and please use your name, like say, hey, I'm Joe Blow, I'm here. That's good. So we know who you are. If you don't answer within 3 minutes, we go to the second name. So here we go. From right now, Debbie Kresick Edwards, you have won an Excalibur shovel if you email, text, or Facebook Messenger, Phil or myself, within the next 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a cool looking digger. So we've had a couple of questions on I see your detectors in the back there. So you're
Yeah.
using the Equinox, the AT Pro, and the Bounty Hunter then.
Yes. Yep. My bounty hunter was my first detector, and I had it for about a year. And then I used my AT Pro for, man, I think about 6, 7 years, and I have over 10,000 hours on that machine. I had an obsession, but and then my Equinox. I mean, I just love the machine, and well, the thing I learned about when I got to the Equinox is that it it paints the picture in your mind more of garbage in the ground. You realize that there's a lot of garbage in the ground besides, good targets.
Yeah.
I didn't. I think it's the variety of tones that do that. But there's other reasons. But it's really it slows you down. the Equinox, and if you take your time, you can find stuff that lots of people are missing.
Yeah,
So I really like that machine. Um, the battery in mine is out, so I got to figure out like how to fix that.
the battery
So
in
I think
your Equinox.
yeah, it won't it doesn't charge anymor. It
You
just
can get
happened
a
like yesterday.
Yeah, you can get an aftermarket. We sell an aftermarket power bank that plugs in the back, and I think that would do it. But is it within the warranty period?
No, I think it's yes, it's 6 months was the warranty on the battery, and it's probably been about 2 years since I purchased the my machine.
I thought it was longer
Is
period.
it?
I think it might be, but I don't know that for a fact. Jeff, I think we might have. Was it Debbie who won?
Yeah, Debbie Edwards.
Yeah, she is on. She is on, but I don't know if she sent the. I don't know how to tell if
Well,
she.
she hasn't texted me or Facebook messengered me, so that's the only way she's going to win. And she's got 1 minute to do it.
Oh, she's texting my phone. She's here.
Okay, you got it? You
Yes,
sure you got the text?
yeah, yes, Debbie. Great.
Okay, Debbie, what you do now is, and this is the only way you do it, you see the email, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I need all your information and the product that you want from Casey, and I will forward it to him. And if you want to, one of the colors he does, you got to tell us that. But you got to email it, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I'll forward it to Casey, and he'll get your prize out to you. Congratulations. You done good.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Debbie.
Yeah, she's got a nice shovel coming her way. So thank you
A
for doing
sweet
that.
shovel.
Yes,
And
thank
these are entirely fabricated from aircraft grade steel. It's it's a high strength steel here.
And the best thing about it, Casey, is made in the USA.
made in
Yep, I
the US.
fabricate each one myself here in Salt Lake City, Utah, from scratch.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the best thing. It's made in the USA. And folks are going to love their shovels, and we have them in stock, and we're going to have more in stock, I'm sure, because people are going to be asking me for the D handle and other products that you manufacture. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
Boy,
that's way awesome.
okay, then the gentleman who found, I guess, this here, put your name in your text when you're texting that to me, my friend. Um, but
Send all your information the same way.
yeah, send it to me.
Email.
Yeah, email it to me because he got a free T-shirt for the find of the week. So,
Just send it to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com and we'll get it to Phil.
and that was Anthony. Good job, Anthony. I like that find. I thought it was cool. All righty, so let's keep going down the list. Did you have some questions, Jess?
have a purple Surcat.
Somebody's asking me if I have a purple Cirque. Is this a Cirque?
Yes, that's a Cirque XLT. It's 40 inches long.
I have.
We do.
Yes, I do have the purple Cirque. She's asking about it right now.
Royal purple.
Royal purple. I thought they looked kind of like Barney. Barney purple
But yeah, that just doesn't sound as cool.
is royal purple, not Barney purple.
Maybe if my nieces, if they were into detecting, I'd be like, "This is Barney purple," and they'd love it.
Absolutely. So, all right. So let me keep going with my list. Did you have some questions, Josh, from Facebook?
No, we got them all pretty much, we're asking them. Okay, Phil, want to know what your hours of the shop are on Saturday?
Yeah, it looks like that was duplicated both places. On Saturday, I'm in there from 10:30 to 3:30. So, and I'll be in Friday and also Tuesday and Wednesday the same. I got to have some time to get out to do some hunting on Thursday.
And we may be doing a live spot from Myers Metal Detector Saturday. We have a certain thing we will not announce tonight, but we have something to announce that we're very proud of. So be ready. Saturday,
Absolutely.
we're going to do a little live spot from the shop, and we're doing announcements. So make sure you're available. It's when you want to hear.
Absolutely. So Casey, now you're in Utah. Is there any gold around you, like nuggets, nugget hunting in your state?
Yes, yep. Um, a lot of guys will ask me to go into Nevada with them. There's a lot of it out there. A lot of guys doing, the gold nugget hunting, and then they're doing the sluicing and they're digging the cracks out. A lot of guys like to go into the and chase and dig into the cracks and find nuggets that way. But there's a lot of silver here. Silver was the main mines in Utah, all of them. And like our downtown South Temple in downtown Salt Lake, all the mansions on there pretty much were built with silver from Park City, where the Sundance Film Festival is.
Oh, okay. So have you done the gold nugget hunting then?
I haven't. I haven't done much of it, but the thing I realized is introduce me to any type of treasure hunting and I am hooked. I get hooked on.
Yes.
I had a friend say, "Hey, I know a farmer with some land with some arrowheads." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not so into that." I went out with it and now I love finding arrowheads.
Yes.
So I'm into all that, digging bottles. I'd love to do it sometime. That'd be super, super fun to go find some gold.
Absolutely. And you've got the Equinox, which I guess if you put the small coil on it and ran the gold prospecting program on the eight
Yep.
year, that would probably work for nugget hunting, which is
Yes.
you already have.
I'm a small coil guy, the ghost
Oh,
towns are trashy, yeah, and
yes,
I have to use a small coil. If I get on grass, I like to use the standard coil or even a larger coil. But for the most part, I like the small coil because it's just there's so much garbage on the ground in the ghost towns.
yeah, I'm with you on that. With my Equinox, when I'm on the beach, I'll use the large coil, but
Yeah,
at home or dirt hunting or coin hunting, relic hunting, I'm always with the 6 inch coil. I wish I had the Coil Tech 5x10, but those guys are in such short supply. I think I'm getting some of the 15 inches Coil Tech coils in this week. So, guys, I'll put a note on Facebook if I have some extra that aren't pre ordered. So, if you guys want it. And, Jeff, how close are we at time? We're getting close, are we?
We got 3 minutes.
Oh, pretty much. Plenty of time.
Yeah,
All
and if we go over a few minutes, it ain't the end of the world.
Get a big clump.
yes. So, as far as questions, well, I have to ask you this. Do you have any trouble with bears out there where you're at?
it is. There are bear, and the other thing is moose. Moose are the ones you got to watch out for. Um, there is some scary wildlife that they can do some serious damage to you. Bears and there's cougars out here that can if you get around it's whenever they have their young around a moose, bear, cougars, you can get in trouble. So I carry bear mace with me in case something happens. I've never ran into a bear, but I have ran into a moose. And a moose, I stood there and I tried to be scary and I jumped up and down and I yelled at it and screamed at it and the moose didn't care at all. He did not,
No,
he
they
was not
don't. I
scared
tell
of
you,
me.
I did the same thing when I was in high school. His actual name was Virgil, but we called him Moose, and I ran into him, and he didn't care.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, moose, they're not scared of you and they will stomp you. Best thing to do is get a tree between you and the moose. And the other thing is if you when a moose has its ears up like this, that's when it's you need to be careful. It's agitated when it has its ears straight up. So if you see that on a moose with its ears straight up, just like a dog, you need to make your way away from it.
Absolutely. Yeah, be careful of wildlife. We don't have any moose or bears. Well, we have black bears here, but they're not. You're probably talking about brown bears, aren't you?
Yeah, we don't have any grizzly bear. The last one was killed in like 1927 here in
Yeah,
Utah. But yeah, there's some brown bears,
yeah,
or yeah, they're big bears. I've seen them before, but never metal detecting.
yeah. We don't have those, but we do have alligators in the water. So
And yeah, the thing that gets you too is ticks. I've never had one attached to me, but they get in your clothes when you're out in the sagebrush. It's almost every time they're in your clothes, but they wait for you to sit and rest, then they'll attach. So if you're moving around a lot, they're not going to attach. Ticks and mosquitoes out here, they can get just unbearable. I suggest soaking your clothes in permethrin. It's an insecticide. Don't get it on your skin when it's liquid. You got to let it air dry. But I suggest permethrin, and you can wash your clothes like 6 times and it's still effective. So that was some good, off or something. I'd
It's the
suggest that
witching
for sure.
hour.
go ahead, Jeff.
It's the witching hour.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes,
Alrighty. Well, Casey, thank you. Thank you for being on and
Thank
giving
you,
us
Phil.
your shovel. It's been fun. And the hour
Yeah,
went by really fast. And
it did.
I had one customer ask me when I'm coming to Louisiana to hunt with them. That was Lane, and I don't think anytime soon. I'm still beach hunting, so it'll be a while before I make it to Louisiana, Lane. But thank you, Casey, for being on the show with us. Thank
Thanks,
you, Jeff.
Phil. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, and thank you, Jocelyn, for handing me the questions. And it's been fun. And Jeff, why don't you give us a rundown real quick what we're doing next week and then in a couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks.
Okay, what we got is going to be a fun-filled week. As you well know, Saturday, like I said, we're going to do a live spot from the shop. We've got a big announcement we want to make, so make sure you're available. I don't know exactly what time yet, just kind of keep looking for it. On Sunday night, July 4th at 7 p.m., it's going to be our tribute to the great American companies. Casey just happens to be one of those companies we are saluting on 4th of July, and another great American company. And then on Monday night, July 5th, for Treasure Talk, it's going to be Finding Alabama. Jeremy Mann is going to be the guest. And if you haven't registered to win the giveaway of an F-Pulse pinpointer, find it on YouTube. You can find that video. And on Facebook, find the post. Make sure you're registered with that. We're going to be giving away an F-Pulse pinpointer, one of the finest pinpointers on the market. And then we've got a bunch of stuff coming up in July. We've got Fisher coming. We just got a lot of stuff, and we'll go over that more next week. But we got a lot of fun stuff coming, working on a few new segments we're going to do down the road. And Casey, we want to say thank you so much for coming on. Thank you very, very
Thank
much
you.
for the great gift.
Been a pleasure.
giveaway. That was just awesome. There's not a better
Congratulations,
compliment
Debbie.
in the world.
Congratulations, Debbie.
Yes,
Yep,
absolutely.
Debbie, congratulations. Like I said, Debbie, you've got to email your information. Messenger ain't going to get it. It's got to be email. So the email's right there on the screen. Make sure you email your information to me. So with that being said, we are going to get out of here. Phil, I will see you Saturday.
All righty. Sounds good.
Casey, thank you so much. It was informative. Everybody loved it.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
thanks for being a great American company.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, fellas.
So,
All right. Bye.
everybody, happy hunting and dig deeper.
Dig deeper.